party, have lots of fun, get dressed up in togas, learn how to beer bong, and all of that stuff. For $50,000 a year, $1,000 a week, you could party your absolute face off and make friends with all of these people in that same period of time. Now, I would say though, it is more difficult to meet that many people your age in a professional career than it is to do it at college. And I would say that if you're looking purely from a fun basis, I'm not gonna say real world's gonna beat college. Now, can you get close with $1,000 a week? You go to Vegas, they'll show you a hell of a time. But I would still argue that from a social perspective, those 4 years would be more fun. The question is what you're optimizing for. Now, if you want to say, I just want to go to a resort for 4 years, I totally understand, but understand that that's what you're choosing to buy. But if that is what you want, then I would say that the social aspect is a pro for college. Now, one of the things worth discussing is, can you get the upside for free? Now, if you have FAFSA and you qualify for it, meaning you can get financial aid, or you can get grants, or you get a merit-based scholarship for sports or for scholarship, that makes a real difference because now you're getting all the upside without having the downside. And if you live within these 24 states, you can actually get a bachelor's degree, whereas the other 26 states in the union don't actually offer that. And if you can go to college for a bargain, then that might be a great deal. And that would be 1 point for college. I do think that there are some full price colleges that even if you had to take loans, it would make sense to go to. If you get into Harvard, or you get into Princeton, or you get into Stanford or Yale or one of the Ivy League schools, a top 20 school in the United States that everyone recognizes the name, I would say that for how much that will impact your personal brand, that is worth it. Because one, every single time you walk into a room, people will be like, oh yeah, he went to Harvard or he went to Yale. And that will immediately shift their perception of you and the types of jobs and how quickly you can progress in your career. The second factor is that the people who go from those colleges become the ruling class. They rule the world. They go to the highest paying jobs. The people who graduate from those schools, their median income, I don't know what it is, but many of them are in the tens to 20s to 50s of millions of dollars per year. And so in those instances, if you can get in there, then the arbitrage of what you pay versus what you get is still a great deal. Now let's look at the lifetime earnings with a little bit more nuance, because this is across all degrees in all schools, but I think we can both agree that all degrees are not created equal. If somebody says, hey, I have a PhD from State U versus I have a PhD from Harvard, you could probably bet that that Harvard PhD is going to be going to top firms, move faster, and ultimately just make more money over the long term. They can also network with other Harvard PhDs who get into those great places, whereas that might not be as prevalent. And so the 75th percentile at Harvard for a bachelor's degree might be not 3 million,